Well, welcome back. This is lesson 6.2.2 and it is called GCF with trial and error. So back to the flow chart. I'm going to start every lesson in this unit with the flow chart. We're always going to ask if there's a GCF. If there is, we take it out, but we still say, well, with those 4 terms I have left, if there are 4, can I use grouping? With the 3 terms that I have left, if there are 3 terms, can I do trial and error? And that's where we are right now. GCF is a technique of factoring that might precede any of these. So every time we do one, well, except we didn't with the 4 terms, but with these and these, sometimes we will have a GCF first. So let's take a look now. We're going to continue with trial and error. Trial and error with the GCF first. All right, no new skills here. It's just a little bit more complicated. All right, suppose I have 2 x squared plus 22x plus 48. If I ask you to factor the trinomial completely, you must always look and scan, is there a common factor? And the answer is yes. 2 goes into all of those. So I will first factor out the 2. And remember, this is what you're doing. 2 goes in there, x squared times. 2 goes into the second term, 11x times. And 2 goes into 48, 24 times. Now I have more skills than I did in the very first lesson. I look at this leftover factor and I wonder, can I factor that further? Now I know about trial and error, so maybe I can. It is very important to remember that you keep the 2. Whatever the GCF is, you just keep writing it down. All right, let's try our trial and error. The last sign is positive. That means it's plus, plus, or minus, minus. That means it's plus, plus. To get an x squared, I need x times x. To get a 24. Now, you may begin to start thinking about and not have to write everything down. I need factors that multiply together to give me 24 and add together to give me 11. I'm going to go ahead and write the factors. 1 times 24. Do those add to be 11? No. 2 goes into 24 12 times. Do those add together to be 11? No. 3 goes into 24 8 times. Do those add together to be 11? Yes. That means that I don't have to continue on my path. There is another pair of factors, but I don't have to write them down because I already realized 3 and 8 will work. I still think you should check the trial and error part. X times x is x squared. The outer product is 8x. The inner product is 3x. And those add up to be 11x. 3 times 8 is 24. You could then distribute the 2 to see if you get all the way back up here. Your answer needs to be 2 parentheses x plus 3 parentheses x plus 8. You have to have all of those factors. All right. Let's look at our second one. We have 4x to the third minus 28x squared plus 48x. The instructions say factor. The first thing I look at, is there a GCF? Yes. 4 goes into all of those. And they all have x's. So I can take no more than x, the low power. All right, if I divide them all by 4x, that leaves me with x squared minus 7x plus, 4 goes in there, 12 times. I may be finished factoring, but then again, this is a trinomial, and now I know how to factor trinomials. If it's factorable, we're going to be able to do it, keeping that common factor. The last sign is positive. That means either plus plus or minus minus. That means minus minus, x and x. I need factors of 12. They have to multiply together to give me 12. They're going to add, because they're both negative, to give me 7. So 1 times 12. Do those add to be 7? No. 2 times 6. Do those add to be 7? No. 3 times 4. Do those add to be 7? Yes. 3 and 4. X times x is x squared. Outer product, negative 4x. Inner product, negative 3x. Those combine to be negative 7x. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. You need to write all of this down as your answer. Let's look at number 3. I have 2x squared plus 14x minus 60. Is there a common factor? Yes. Common factor is 2. 2 goes into the first term, x squared times. 2 goes into the second term, 7x times. 2 goes into negative 60, negative 30 times. Keep the 2, and let's see if we can factor the trinomial by trial and error. Last sign is negative, so it's 1 plus and 1 minus. I know it's x and x. Because the signs are not the same, I know that I'm going to take a difference. So this product and this product I'll be subtracting. So 1 times 30 is 30. Do those have a difference of 7? No. 2 times 15 gives me 30. Do those have a difference of 7? No. 3 times 10 gives me 30. Do those have a difference of 7? Yes. I can stop right there. There are more factors, but I've found the pair that I need. They subtract to give me, their difference is 7. I need the sign of the big one to be plus. So the 10 goes with the plus. That means the 3 has to go with the minus. Check it. X times x is x squared. Outer product is negative 3x. Inner product is positive 10x. Subtract, keep the sign of the big one. That means that's positive 7x. Product of the last, positive 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. All right, so those would be your factors. Going on, I have 2x squared minus 22x plus 60. Factor. If we factor, is there a GCF? Yes, 2 goes into all of those. 2 goes into 2x squared times. 2 goes into 22x, 11x times. 2 goes into 60, 30 times. I'm going to keep the 2, and I'm going to see if I can factor further. The last sign is positive. That means plus plus or minus minus. In our case, it must be minus minus. Put in your x's. Because they have the same sign, the outer and the inner will add up to be 11. Now don't make the mistake of going back up here and seeing if they add up to this. This is gone. We are here. So your factors must multiply together by FOIL to give us this only. All right. So they're going to have to, outers and inners will have to combine to be 11. 1 times 30 gives me 30. Do those add to be 11? No. And if you think of them already, write it down and wait on me. 2 times 15. Do those add up to be 11? No. 3 times 10. Do those add up to be 11? No. 4 doesn't go in there. 5 times 6. Do those add up to be 11? Yes. Because the signs are the same, it doesn't matter where you put them. X times x is x squared, right there. Outer is negative 6x. Inner is negative 5x for negative 11x. Negative 5 times negative 6 is 30. Write all of this down. All right, we have a couple more to practice. I have 5x to the 8th plus 70 x to the 7th plus 225 x to the 6th. I may be grabbing my calculator right now because I see some large numbers. GCF, yes, all of those are divisible by 5. They all have x's. The low power is x to the 6th. So although I haven't done this every time, I am doing it now. I'm dividing them all by 5x to the 6th. 5 goes into 5. In other words, those divide out. X to the 8th over x to the 6th. Subtract for x to the 2nd. Plus 70 divided by 15. It's going to be 14. And subtract your exponents, you get x. 225 divided by 5 is positive 45. The x to the 6th divide out, so I don't have any x's down there. I will keep my 5x to the 6th and see if trial and error works. Well, the last sign is positive, so it's plus plus or minus minus. They are plus plus. I have x and x. Factors of 45, they're going to have to add up to be 14. When these are the same sign, they add to be the middle. When one's plus and one's minus, they subtract to be the middle. Okay, so is it 1 times 45? No, those don't add up to be 14. 2 doesn't go in there. 3 goes in there 15 times, but those don't add up. 4 doesn't go in. 5 goes in there 9 times, and sure enough, 5 times 9 is 45. 5 plus 9 is 14. 5 and 9. And then check it. Outer product 9x, inner product 5x, those add up to be 14x. Here is your answer. Be sure and include that common factor. All right, we have one more. I have negative y squared minus 13y plus 14. Is there a common factor? I hope that immediately you saw this leading term that was negative. And you said, oh yes, I have to factor out a negative common factor. There's nothing that divides into those, so I will factor out -1. And when you divide each of these by -1, it changes their signs. That becomes positive y squared. That becomes positive 13y. That becomes -14. Keep the -1 or abbreviate it to just be a negative sign. It doesn't matter. The last sign is negative. Hopefully you know now that means 1 plus and 1 minus. To get a y squared, I need y times y, 14. All right, I've got to get factors that multiply to give me 14 because the outer is negative, the inner is positive. They have to have a difference, subtract, to give you 13. So is it 1 times 14? Yes, 1 times 14 is 14, but if you subtract them, you'll get 13. So that's my choice. I never had to go any further. The big one has to have the sign. So it'll be a plus 14 and a -1. That means the outer product is -1y. The inner product is plus 14y. Difference, positive 13y. So you can either put just a negative sign or you can continue to put -1. So this lesson was very much like the previous one, except that we had a GCF. Look out for it at all times.